Alright, so real quick, we're going to go over a little instructional video on running our hose tester here. First thing, getting the hose tester set up. We'll run the supply line, we'll run into the side intake over here. You can run the supply line straight from off the hydrant. You can also use one of the apparatus to help boost the pressure, save you some time on getting the pressure up to the 200 or 300, depending on what you're testing. If you do use the apparatus, we'll run it up to about 150 and then let the pump do the rest of the work, let the run pressure up on that aspect. So go ahead and hook the hose into the truck over here. Tinker, why don't you go ahead and hook the hydrant up over there. You good? All right, real quick while those guys are getting hooked up, this metal of the box here has a couple markers, which we'll go over what those are for. Has some test sheets and also does have a quick reference instructional guide on using the pump in the back there if you need it. Also, the sticker on the pump itself has a quick reference instructions if you need a quick reference while you're out working. All right, so while they're getting ready to charge, we have the main intake valve right here. Make sure that's closed. We'll bleed the pressure out of the pump. Make sure we get enough water running through there. Your bleeder valve right here up on top. All right, once you got a good steady flow there, you know that your pump has water in it. Make sure all your valves, your discharge valves up here are all closed. And we'll go ahead and start hooking up our hose. Tinker, you want to come, or one of you guys want to come? You see we have 4 discharges here. Each discharge you can put up to 300 feet of hose on each discharge. If you're doing LDH, the large diameter, you can only use the bottom 2 discharges. Anything else you can run 300 feet on all 4 at one time. So we'll get that all hooked up. We'll go down here, hook up the rest of the hose. While the hose is getting hooked up, you come on, you find the ID numbers on your hose. They'll look something like that. Either LRFD 25115 or it may just be the number. The first 2 numbers are usually the year. We got it in service, then the ID numbers on the back there. The markers we have, we're going to start marking our hose every year just to make sure we don't run into issues a couple years down the road where we can't read anything. There we go. So take your big giant Sharpie and highlight even this brand new hose. Just like that. And we'll do that on each one before we get started on the testing procedure. You guys want? In addition to that, you can use these markers. We'll mark our couplings. These ones already have little marks on them. You can remark them though. All the way around. That way, you can tell if your coupling starts to separate from the hose at all. All right, so first thing, start the test procedure. We'll get the hose all filled with water and bleed the air out. So we'll open up our intake valve and open up our discharge valve. Once our hose is full of water, we'll open up the nozzle at the end. You can see plenty of air coming out of it. Just let it flow. Open it up and let it flow. So once you get a good 5 to 10 seconds of flow without any air burps coming out of it, you should be good with all the air out. All right, that was good. So now at this point, we could use the truck to run the pressure up just a little bit. We do actually, once we're full of air or got all the air out, we'll close our intake valve. Now that's shut. This particular one, since we're just using small attack lines, the pump will do the work for us pretty quick. So your pump, make sure you're in the on position, just like any other of our pumps we have. Fuel on, choke, start her up. We can see our pressure start to rise. So once we get 300, you can shut down the discharge valve and shut the pump off. Now, right now we got a leak with our, so it keeps some spanners handy. Good. All right, we can check the rest of the couplings along the hose, make sure none of them are leaking before we fire back up and get the pressure back up. Just a reminder, attack line per NFPA 1962. Attack lines are charged at, are pressure tested at 300 PSI. Supply line is at 200 PSI. All right, we're all good, no more leaks. So we'll go ahead and fire this back up. And we're at well within pressure, so we're good there. Once we got our pressure up, all our discharge valve closed, now we just let the clock run. We test it for 3 minutes. As long as there's no failures, after 3 minutes we can drain, release all the pressure, and start over the next test.